You must love to travel, discovering new cultures and learning about the civilizations of peoples, so this is the right place for you, and this channel is growing with the presence of people like you. Welcome and let's go on our journey. And this time we will travel to Italy. The lands known today as Italy were the cradle of European cultures and peoples. The Italian capital, Rome, was for many centuries the political center of Western civilization as the capital of the Roman Empire. Italy is located in southern Europe and includes the Italian peninsula and a number of islands, including the two largest, Sicily and Sardinia. Although the country occupies the Italian peninsula and most of the southern Alpine basin, some Italian territory extends beyond the latter basin and some islands lie outside the Eurasian continental shelf. Italy's climate is very diverse and can be very different from the typical Mediterranean climate depending on the location. Climatic conditions vary between the coastal regions of the peninsula and the highlands and valleys, particularly during the winter months, when the weather tends to be cold, wet and snowy. Coastal regions have mild winters and generally hot and dry summers, although lower valleys can be very hot in summer. Italy has won the highest level of faunal biodiversity in Europe, with over 57,000 species recorded, representing more than a third of all European fauna. Rome. Rome is the capital city of Italy. It is also the capital of the Lazio region, the center of the metropolitan city of Rome. Rome is the country's most populated comune and the third most populous city in the European Union by population within city limits. Rome is located in the central western portion of the Italian peninsula, within Lazio, Latium, along the shores of the Tiber. Vatican City, the smallest country in the world, is an independent country inside the city boundaries of Rome, the only existing example of a country within a city. Rome is often referred to as the City of Seven Hills due to its geographic location, and also as the Eternal City. Rome is generally considered to be the cradle of Western civilization and Christian culture, and the center of the Catholic Church. Venice. The city of Venice arose in 800 BC in a river dotted with swamps environment. It is believed that there have been human gatherings since prehistoric times due to its richness in riches. Venice is made up of more than 100 attached islands that were and still are one of the most difficult places to move, both practically and engineeringly. Ways to travel in Venice are limited to the classic boats available in abundance in the city called gondole, and some streets outside the city center, and in the 19th century a railway was provided to Venice and located outside the city center as well. In the 20th century, a main street leading to the city and public parking were built. The city is ideal in terms of no cars and trucks in Europe and the world. Venice can be reached by air via a recently built airport to serve Venice and its surrounding suburbs, Marco Polo International Airport. Milan. Milan is the main industrial, commercial and financial center of Italy and a leading global city. The city hosts the Italian Stock Exchange, the country's main stock exchange, as well as the headquarters of the largest banks and national companies. Milan attracts about 2 million visitors a year thanks to its many important museums, theatres and monuments, such as the Milan Cathedral, the fifth largest cathedral in the world. The city also contains many cultural institutions and universities. Milan is one of the largest fashion and design capitals in the world, and hosts several international events and festivals such as Fashion Week and the Furniture Fair, which is the largest of its kind in the world. In the field of sports, Milan is home to two of the largest and most prestigious football clubs in Europe and the world, AC Milan and Inter Milan. Florence. Florence was a center of medieval European trade and finance and one of the wealthiest cities of that era. It is considered by many academics to have been the birthplace of the Renaissance, becoming a major artistic, cultural, commercial, political, economic and financial center. During this time, Florence rose to a position of enormous influence in Italy, Europe, and beyond. The Florentine dialect forms the base of Standard Italian and it became the language of culture throughout Italy due to the prestige of the masterpieces by Dante Alighieri, Petrarch, Giovanni Boccaccio, Niccolò Machiavelli, and Francesco Guicciardini. The city attracts millions of tourists each year, and UNESCO declared the historic center of Florence a World Heritage Site in 1982. The city is noted for its culture, Renaissance art and architecture and monuments. The city also contains numerous museums and art galleries, such as the Uffizi Gallery and the Palazzo Pitti, and still exerts an influence in the fields of art, culture and politics. Due to Florence's artistic and architectural heritage, Forbes has ranked it as the most beautiful city in the world of 2010. Music has played an important role in Italian culture, whether it is popular or classical music. Some instruments associated with classical music, including the piano and violin, were created in Italy. The origins of the dominant classical musical styles such as the symphony, concerto, and sonata can be traced back to the innovations of the 16th and 17th centuries in Italy. The origins of Italian theatre can be traced back to the Roman era, which was strongly influenced by its Greek counterpart. As with many other literary genres, Roman theatre tended to translate and adapt Greek theatre. During the 16th to 18th centuries, comedy theatre was a form of improvisational theatre that still exists today. Theatrical troupes roamed the country, set up their stage in the open air, and provided entertainment in the form of jockeys, acrobatics, and comedies based on raw text characters known as canavaccio. Italian art describes the visual arts in Italy from antiquity to the present. Ancient Rome was a major contributor to Italian art and architecture in antiquity. There were many Italian artists during the Gothic and medieval periods, and the arts flourished during the Italian Renaissance. Later artistic styles in Italy included stylistics, Baroque, Rococo. Futurism developed in Italy in the 20th century. Florence is known as the City of Art Museums in Italy. And last but not least, Italian cuisine. Modern Italian cuisine has evolved through centuries of social and political change, with its roots dating back to the 4th century BC. Big changes occurred with the discovery of the New World when vegetables such as potatoes, tomatoes, peppers and corn were brought in. However, it was not until the 18th century that these central elements entered modern Italian cuisine. The ingredients of the dishes vary by region. However, many regional dishes have spread across the country. Cheese and wine are the main ingredients of the cuisine and play different roles both regionally and nationally in terms of diversity. Coffee, and more specifically espresso, is one of the most prominent features of the cultural cuisine of Italy. Some of the popular dishes include pasta, pizza, lasagna, focaccia, and gelato. This was the end of our trip. I hope you liked it and see you soon in a new adventure. Thank you for watching.